Howdy y'all, this is Austin Gridley Pickleball coming at you with another video. This video I want to talk about things I learned in my last tournament, which was the PPA Masters. It's the wannabe Wimbledon with all white in La Quinta, California. And I'll go into afterwards why I want to make these kind of videos and if the sport's there. But I want to get into the meat and potatoes first. So the first one is, so I did singles, mixed, and men's. I did singles first, so I'll talk about singles first. So singles, my blocks or covering of the passing shots was not nearly good enough. Things I learned to improve the fourth shot block. So they served it, I returned it, I'm coming up to the net. They're now trying to hit it past me, and I'm trying to hit those blocks better. So the first thing I learned is I need to use my core more when I'm doing those blocks. So like just use my core. Yep. And yeah, and so I'm going to do that, and then not overthinking the stroke, just a smaller stroke. And then third thing with that is pushing the ball where I want the ball to go. So just trying to give that just a little bit more push, a little more intention of where I want the ball to go. And anyways, those are three things I learned about the fourth shot block and just doing that better. And that should help my singles. Next one is basically I got to work on my singles thirds. So my third shot drop or my third shot drive in singles is not very good. Yeah, if I wanted to get really good at singles, I'd need to work on that a bunch. And that all adds up to the third, and I probably want to master more of a drop. That's just more of my style, and really I just want to get up to the net. I'm not a tennis, my background is ping pong, so I don't really have that crazy tennis passing shot. So, I mean, it's just unlikely that I'm going to win that way. It's probably more of a drop way in singles, even though it's harder to do that. Okay, so the third one is, so I played against Frank Anthony Davis, who he's definitely been a top 10 player in the past. He probably is currently for singles. And I think I lost 6-11, 0-11, so it wasn't like crazy close, but especially the first game, and really my serve was one of the few redeeming qualities of my singles. But once we got up to the net, I can do full court cat and mouse decently good. So really, and he complimented me on that. He's like, yeah, so that's something I have above other people. And so anyways, if and it's a big if I could cover other people's passing shots, and if I could hit a good enough third where I got up to the net, and now we're doing full court coverage at the net, I could be pretty good at singles. But anyways, so I just need those two things, and I would decently be set up for singles. Yeah, so anyways, I'm not super into singles still. I'm just kind of dabbling in it, trying to mainly help my doubles game. But yeah, those are the things I learned about my singles and things I can work on for that. Okay, so moving on. For mixed, I played with Amy McDermott. We did decent in our first one against Rob Nunnery and Megan Dizon. But then we lost to Juana Raya and Annika Cooper, which was a bit of a bummer. But anyways, things I learned for it. So I return a serve. I had issues with it, and so things I'm doing right away. So I feel like my return serve is not a good enough weapon. So I'm trying to do my return serve more like Adam Stone. I'm gonna try it with the forehand and backhand, how he does it with just his forehand. But basically, he does it's like a side spin slice. So let me show it kind of. So my hand's like the paddle. He comes like across this way. Instead of more of like a forward slice, he's coming more across it, so like a left side spin with the forehand. And so anyways, I'm going to be trying to do that with the forehand and backhand. It seems to give me better control, especially with the ping pong. It's harder to do it against more difficult serves, and so against more difficult serves, I might just try to hit it in pretty good. But when the return serve is less good to me, I'm going to try to hit it better with the Adam Stone style. So I'm going to be trying to do that. And then And then next one is I'd need to not like jump up when I'm hitting the return serve. Sometimes I like jump up, I just stand up as I hit it, trying to hit it a little bit deeper, put a little more pressure, especially in like mixed doubles. I'm trying not to hit it to the freaking guy, but it's just unreliable when I do that. If I jump up too much or if something goes wrong, anyway, so I just need to stay down. I cannot jump up when I'm doing my return to serve. Bad idea. And and a lot of these things, hopefully, you can see it in your own game, or you can start thinking about it like, oh, do I jump up when I do my return serve, or for any of these? And so hopefully it helps you a little bit. Okay, next one is, so I learned with Vivian David like 2 months ago. We played and we did pretty good. We beat some two really good teams, but we didn't beat like 4 or 5 really good teams. So, I mean, unfortunately, I'm probably not going to play with her because it was good, but it wasn't outstanding. But like the main thing I learned from playing with her was, especially with like mixed doubles, but also with every partnership, I want to be a super positive partner like her, and just uplift my partner as much as possible. And I feel like with some partners, it's almost too much. Like I'm being too positive, or it's like here's the situation: they miss their serve or something stupid, and then I'm like, hey partner, it's all right, next one. Like I'm just like super uplifting it. At times it can almost feel like condescending, like next one partner, don't worry about it. But it's like highlighting their mistake a little bit. So anyways, I want to, before I play with each partner, like at each tournament, I want to just be like, hey, like I want to be super uplifting. Please support me in that. Like I just want to clarify it and just have a little bit of communication at the very beginning. So that way I can feel like I can be as uplifting as I'd like to be, and it doesn't feel as awkward, and hopefully they can support me in supporting them. So anyways, I think that would be good. I'm going to work on that. Next one is, so basically in the second match, we lost to 2 tennis players, and I'm not perfect by any means, but in that match, my partner was, I mean, she was falling apart a little bit, and I mean, at a certain point with a partnership with your partner, unless you like completely take over, which is really hard in competitive pickleball, and for a lot of you, like they have to step up or you're going to lose. Like you can't really go deckle bar or Ben Johns on it. Like you can't cover the whole court. So anyways, she's falling apart, and there's not really much I can do about it. It's like I'm just trying to be positive, lift her up, and like try to get her to fix it herself. But also with it, I mean, there's some, like I have one strategy that works decently good in mixed doubles. I've done it once before successfully, and basically with talking about the situation. So the conundrum is, if I have, like, let's say I want to reverse stack or something to that, like, yeah. So let's talk about it. So this isn't exactly what I'm talking about. This is an example, and this is one reason why I stopped doing what I wanted to do. So reverse stack. I wanted to reverse stack with my partner against Rob Nunnery and Megan. So basically have her on the left and me on the right, and maybe even have a stack that way. So it's not necessarily what you would regularly do in mixed doubles, but because of pairings, etc., it made sense. And so I was like, hey, let's try this. We tried it once, and just like immediately she's like, hey, like I didn't like this, and it's like, well, I mean, I didn't say this out loud, but it's like, hey, I mean, we just tried it once. Like it's just you're not comfortable being on the left side, or you're not comfortable with this slightly different situation. It's throwing you off. And so with that, it's like, okay, like I just have to play really standard, and I can't change strategy because it's probably gonna throw her off even more than what it should, even more than what I'd like. Like I don't want to try to change something and have her play even worse than she already is. Like I need her to just really just step up, and I want to help her out the best I can to step up. So that's the conundrum. If I don't switch it up, then is my partner not going to raise it up and raise their play and fix it, and we just lose? or if I change the strategy and it enables me to help my partner more, but now will that throw them off? Will they play even worse? And now I'm able to help more, but now they're playing even worse, and we're just still in a really bad situation. So that's kind of the conundrum, the situation. Explaining, so we tried reverse stacking after like one try. She didn't like it. She was like, oh, let's not do that. And so this is an even more extreme strategy, and it's one of my favorites. It's one that I made up. So I'll share it with you. So basically, if you are really good at drops or thirds, and let's say your partner's really struggling, they're missing their drive, their third shot drop, whatever it is, I mean, I've had times where I'm missing my third, and really the extent I'll go with that one is I'll say, hey partner, will you cover the middle a little bit more on the third? Even if they're on the right side, we're stacking that way. I'm like, hey partner, you have the middle drop, and that way I have a little less to cover. I feel a little more comfortable, and I can fix it a little bit. But let's say my partner's missing all the third shots. One thing I'll do is I'll serve it. I'll stand in the very middle, and I'll say, hey partner, you stand behind me, and then no matter where the ball's going, I am taking the third ball. You go where the ball's not going, and you get up to the net. I'm hitting the third. And that way, it's literally pretty much impossible for the opponent not to give you the third shot. So you're able to hit the third shot, and then theoretically, if you hit it pretty good, you get up to the net. And that's one way you avoid your partner messing up with the third shot, as well as you're able to get up to the net. So anyways, I did that about a year and a half ago in mixed doubles. We lost the first game of the first match of the day. I knew we were just going to lose if we kept up what was going on, and it was really our third shots that were the issue. So I'm like, hey, I'm taking every third, and it worked. We won the next two games, and I honestly attribute that win to that strategy. So anyways, it's a pretty extreme strategy. I've only tried it, I guess that's my second time trying it, but it's an option. So anyways, that was the conundrum. We only tried that like the last little bit with her. Like really, we only tried it once. And the reason I hesitated to try it earlier was because of that conundrum of will trying something pretty extreme and different strategy-wise, will that mess up my partner even more? And so that's that strategy, and that's what I learned from mixed doubles. I don't really have an answer for that last one. Also, I think there's balance, and it's tough. Okay, next one is men's. So in men's doubles, I'm gonna make a separate video on this first one. It's like a huge golden nugget that I wish to share with you, and just briefly mentioning it here is not doing it justice. But basically, I want to play every game like it's my last pickleball game ever. When you go play pickleball, or like if you went and played pickleball tomorrow and you died that evening, did you play like you wanted to play before you died? Like if you could only play one more time, if that was all you had to offer for pickleball, is that all you had? Like when I play, I want to play with as much passion as possible, play with as much emotion as possible, and try to play as best I can. And I feel like I've been lacking that recently. Reason why is I've been trying to control my emotions more and to be more positive. But anyways, I need to have a hybrid with that. And so anyways, I'm bringing back a lot of my passion into the game. And we should see some really good results at the start of next year. I'm going to make a hybrid, and I'm going to be training. Anyways, that's like the main thing I learned is I need to bring that back, and I saw some really good results in my own play. And yeah, I was really impressed with that idea. Just play with as much energy as possible, passion, and just play like it's your last time playing. Okay, next one is, and this is maybe a little bit less with men's doubles, but something I learned and I tried a little bit. So basically, I played some rec games with Susanna Barr, and she helped me with my drops from the baseline, top spin with my forehand. She has a crazy good top spin drop from the baseline, and she's just really consistent at it. She nails it. So I basically learned how to hit it more like her. Just very briefly talking about it. So if my hand's my paddle, I would start it down here and theoretically give it more topspin like that. She was telling me start here, so less down, start more here, and just get like that. So just half as much. And also the way she does it, she like has every time it's out in front of her, and it's like right here. So like her arm is this far extended. It's just like right out in front of her body. She's never like out like this. So anyways, that's some of the ways that she hits it. Also, important thing with it, she worries less about the quality of how she hits it. She more worries about the angle of how she hits it. And I mean, she basically said if she hits the angle really good, the quality is going to follow. So anyways, that's she really does have a really good forehand topspin drop. And so that, anyways, hopefully that helps you hit it more like her. I felt like that helped me tremendously, and I've been working on that just a little bit, and I am, with me playing with more energy and more focus and more passion, I feel like I'm able to. Normally, I drop with just flat tops. I just hit it flat from the biggest line when I'm doing forehand or backhand. I'm gonna start doing topspin with my forehand, and with my backhand, I'm gonna hit it flat. Pardon me. With my backhand, I'm going to do backspin, and with extra focus, as long as I'm not hitting a defensive shot where they didn't hit it too aggressive, where I'm somewhat okay, I should be able to nail those shots just as good as my flat ones, and the quality should be a fair bit higher. So we should get up to the net easier. They should miss more of those. And yeah, and so I thank her for helping me with that. I should be able to hit those better. And yeah, it just brought everything a little bit more full circle. Okay, and then yeah, and then there's other things I learned, but I mean those were more of the main things and the things I'll focus on today. Just a brief recap on like what I'm doing. So I'm out of state tournaments until mid-January. My wife and I are having a baby, and so I'm out for a little bit. And then really fast, I want to talk about, and I know this video is really long. Hopefully you got some golden nuggets out of it. This is why I make videos like this. I hope you get golden nuggets of knowledge which help you in your own pickleball game, and hopefully, like I put in hundreds and hundreds of hours for these golden nuggets. Hopefully I save you time and I bring these things to your attention, and even if you don't figure it out right away, you notice it, you start paying attention to it, you should see some good results. Okay, so why I do this, so with these videos, I'd like to do like a what I learned video and a recap video of tournaments that I do. The reason why I want to do that is I don't want to do like a Facebook post thanking everyone and their dog for, hey, thank you for playing with me, thank you, I got my bronze medal, blah blah blah. I'd rather do like what I learned, and like, I mean, I can thank people or whatever in it, but more personal videos. Yeah, I think that's more my style. I think it would be good. Next one is when I lose, I'm like a robot. Like, you destroy the robot, I go and fix up the robot, I come back even stronger. And so when you beat me, I'm gonna come back stronger, and I'm gonna come back 2.0. And if you beat me again, okay, fine, I'm gonna come back 3.0 till I'm a high enough version, and even I'm gonna keep upgrading until I'm beating you. And so anyways, on that note too, like, I have this story where it was against two top Utah pros. I mean, they're both top 5 Utah players. This was about a year and a half ago. Basically, we're about to go to a tournament in about a month. And so Shelton and I are playing in it. These two pros are playing in it. And so we play against each other to kind of warm up for that tournament. They wrecked us, and they mostly wrecked me personally. They beat me. And I learned a fair bit about what I need to work on and shots I can improve. And then about a month later, about a week before the tournament, we played them again, and we beat them more than we lost. I mean, it was a drastic improvement. And one of the guys was super pissed because he's like, I shouldn't be losing to Austin. Like, last time I beat him really bad. And I mean, he was mad. But when I lose to you, I'm going to go work on it, and I'm going to come back stronger. I'm not going to keep losing to you at least the exact same way that I lost before. So anyways, that's why I want to make these videos. If I'm going to have more success with the videos where I just like record my games, and that's going to be more popular, etc., then I'm just going to do that because that's way easier. But if this is something you'd like, please subscribe to my channel. Please like the video. That's how I'm going to gauge if you found golden nuggets and if this was worth it for you. And yeah, thank you for the support that I do have. I also want to thank Dinkheads for reaching out and making a little article about my channel. I'll put that in the description. You can check out their website. But yeah, thanks for checking this out. Sorry it's a bit longer. But yeah, thank you. Have a pickle on, dudes.